Good evening, friends. This is Naresh, your host from Autocars India, bringing you live commentary from Austin, round 17 of Formula One 2017 Championship, round number 17 from Austin. Wonderful qualifying session yesterday we had. To give you a heads up on starting grid, Lewis Hamilton is going to start on the pole, but give you on some highlights how this exactly unfold in terms of position. Lewis Hamilton got the pole position, his 71st pole of his career. Sebastian Vettel was second from Ferrari, Valtteri Bottas in Mercedes was third, Daniel Ricciardo fourth, Kimi Räikkönen fifth, Esteban Ocon completed 6th, 7th Carlos Sainz, 8th Fernando Alonso. Remember, there are some grid penalties which are to be incurred by the drivers, like Max Verstappen. He'll be starting 17th even though he finished So it's a very interesting starting lineup today what we have. Lewis Hamilton starting on pole, Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari, title rival for Lewis Hamilton, starts alongside him in the first row. Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes starts in third position. Daniel Ricciardo starts fourth position. Fifth Kimi Räikkönen Ferrari, sixth Esteban Ocon Force India, seventh Carlos Sainz in his first outing for Renault, had a good show put up by him yesterday. Starts 7th alongside fellow Spaniard Fernando Alonso in McLaren Honda, starts 8th. 9th Sergio Perez. Alongside with him is Felipe Massa, who starts 10th. 11th Toro Rosso Daniel Kvyat, alongside him Roman Grosjean Haas starts 12th. 13th Marcus Ericsson Sauber. 14th Stoffel Van Doom McLaren Honda. Not a very promising qualifying from him yesterday. 15th Sauber Pascal Wehrlein. Lance Stroll Williams starts 16th. 17th Max Verstappen due to his grid penalties. Kevin Magnussen starts 18th. Nico Hülkenberg 19th. And Brendley Hartley starts off last on the grid. As you all know, Fernando Alonso has finally signed one-year contract with McLaren, who is going to swap their engines with Toro Rosso. McLaren will be running Renault engine and Toro Rosso will be running Honda engines next year around. And in this context, Renault has taken drivers Carlos Sainz from Toro Rosso, and he's this weekend starting his first race. On the grid, interesting stuff happening. Usain Bolt is in Austin, and all the drivers and paddock people are busy getting selfies and getting interviews with Usain Bolt, the legend of athletics, who has won 8 gold in Olympics. So overall, electrifying atmosphere is going on at Austin. Presently, national anthem is going on. Time for American national anthem. There were some questions whether Lewis Hamilton would be taking a knee to copy the recent protests which are happening in US. So interesting. What does he do? However, this does not bring down the spirit for Formula One racing here, which is very interesting. And Lewis Hamilton, for sake of records, he doesn't take a knee. So all the drivers stand and take off their caps while the singer belts out an epic version of the Star Spangled Banner. Electrifying atmosphere over there. So Malcolm Harvey, the boy, the guy doing the anthem as US Grand Prix and singing the belting stuff. So it's all the way like a festival going on at Austin, and everybody waiting for Grand Prix to start. It's just about as the drivers getting their cars on the grid to start the formation lap. Also, Usain Bolt sometime back was speaking to media persons following his spin with Lewis Hamilton earlier. It was unreal, exciting, scary, fun. It was everything. Those were the words of Usain Bolt. It was a lot of fun for him to go in the car along with Lewis Hamilton. So we expect a great action coming across with Lewis Hamilton on pole, Valtteri Bottas, fellow compatriot in Mercedes, starts third, Vettel alongside Lewis Hamilton in row 1. Remember, this could be the Grand Prix where Lewis Hamilton could take his 4th World Championship if he or Bottas finish first on the podium and Sebastian Vettel doesn't finish any higher than 6th position. Chances are bleak, but Lewis Hamilton will fancy his chances to wrap up the World Championship here as he did in 2015. So we are looking forward for a great weekend here, and what a time to do that when most of the teams and drivers have been fixed for the next year and everybody is set across except Williams, who is still not decided on the driver lineup, and Toro Rosso is also seeming to be a bit confused who will be the driver for them, who is going to drive for next year, as Brendan Hartley is there in this Grand Prix and Daniel Kvyat is there. You have Gasly, who had ran last Grand Prix in Suzuka, has stayed in Japan for other racing championship. So here we go, we are in Austin, ready to go for a great thrilling weekend coming across. So here we go, we are in round 17 of 2017 Formula One World Championship at Circuit of the America, round 17. Number of laps 56, 3 sectors, start finish line, you have lap distance of 5.513 kilometers with 20 turns with elevation change of 31 meters on this track. Sebastian Vettel, Red Bull Racing, lap record 1 minute 39.347, which has already been broken during this weekend. Absolutely glorious atmosphere with 34 degrees Celsius track temperature, wind not so strong, sunny weather. We are looking for a clean weekend here. Starting grid, Lewis Hamilton starts on pole, Sebastian Vettel starts second alongside him, third Valtteri Bottas for other Mercedes, alongside Daniel Ricciardo in fourth position for Red Bull. Kimi Raikkonen starts fifth, Esteban Ocon Force India starts sixth, seventh Carlos Sainz, best start of the season for Renault alongside Fernando Alonso. Sergio Perez starts 9th alongside with him Felipe Massa 10th. Daniel Kvyat start 11th. 12th Roman Grosjean. 13th Marcus Ericsson Sauber alongside Pascal Wehrlein, his teammate in 14th position. Lance Stroll with 3-place grid penalty starts 15th, along with 15th-place grid penalty for Max Verstappen starts 16th. With 3-place grid penalty for Kevin Magnussen Haas 17th, and 20-place grid penalty for Nico Hülkenberg start 18th. 19th Brendan Hartley 25-place grid penalty. Stoffel Van Dorn starts last with 30-place grid penalty. As Michael Buffer hosts and gives the opening for Formula One. As it gives, typical in American way, opening of this Grand Prix. What a catchphrase he gets it. Max Verstappen starts 16th with a grid penalty here, as all the drivers in the car firmly belted in the cars, awaiting for the mechanics to clear and start the formation lap. Fernando Alonso is in a great position to start this Grand Prix here, and McLaren looking strong here. As Usain Bolt flags off this Grand Prix and go for formation lap to start off. Usain Bolt waves the green flag for the start of Grand Prix. What an honor has been given to Usain Bolt in this circuit of the America Grand Prix round 17 of Formula One, as drivers gets off the grid and starts off the formation lap. There is a bit of crosswinds which are blowing across the circuit, but doesn't seem to be putting much of effect on the Grand Prix race. Lewis Hamilton firmly ahead with 53 points, 56 points ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and this is the best position Sebastian Vettel can expect to start off his race. McLaren also pretty strong in this race. Typically Fernando Alonso, who has shown a great pace to start off 8th in this Grand Prix here. This is Autocars India bringing you live commentary for Formula One round 17 from Austin, Texas. This Grand Prix could be the World Championship winning Grand Prix for Lewis Hamilton, as he keeps an eye on the 4th world title, which seems to be pretty sure. It's only a question of time, when does he get it this year. And he joins the great of the Formula One, Alain Prost. as Carlos Sainz also starts off 7th here, and Esteban Ocon in Force India starts 6th as Lewis Hamilton slows down the traffic, awaits other cars to join him. We are ready for a thrilling weekend to start off with this great race here. As Lewis Hamilton gets his car on the grid, we are all set for a great weekend as Hamilton backs the pack right up as he approaches the final corner. He doesn't want to be waiting on the grid for too long as the other cars get aligned. As he goes and he becomes stationary in the box, we are all set, awaiting other cars to line up behind the leader. As last few cars are getting there in their positions. Stoffel Van Doom, the last car on the grid, comes on the track, and we are ready for the Austin Grand Prix as 5 lights starts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they go off, and we have a go to this Austin Grand Prix as Lewis Hamilton has clean start. Sebastian Vettel has even a better start and he gets his nose ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton doesn't want to take a chance. Sebastian Vettel did, and he gets the lead of this Grand Prix. What a start for Sebastian Vettel. He had a great start. Lewis Hamilton was very cautious right in the first corner and didn't want to spoil his championship position, and he kind of compromised. All the drivers are well clear from the starting, and Sebastian Vettel leads the Austin Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton in 2nd position, Valtteri Bottas in 3rd, Daniel Ricciardo in 4th position, with Carlos Sainz already overtaking Esteban Ocon in 5th position. What a start for Sebastian Vettel, and he could not have expected any better start than this what he has got here. This is the best start Sebastian Vettel could expect here, as Fernando Alonso also takes a look on Carlos Sainz as he loses heavily. Carlos Sainz now finds himself in 8th position as he tries to come back on the Fernando Alonso for 7th position. But he's not able to stick his move as Fernando Alonso moves cleanly and goes in 7th position. Kimi Räikkönen, he's behind Esteban Ocon and looking to chase him and overtake him anytime around, as surely Kimi Räikkönen is faster car than Esteban Ocon. And Lewis Hamilton is finding himself 1.3 seconds behind as Daniel Ricciardo tries to overtake Bottas. Bottas goes off track. Daniel Ricciardo doesn't want to leave this chance and he tries to keep it going, and no, Valtteri Bottas is much faster. He doesn't allow Daniel Ricciardo to stick his move and regains position number 3 as Kevin Magnussen we see going in the pits. That was super stuff which was seen from Valtteri Bottas. It doesn't give away the position so easily. As Max Verstappen has already moved to 12th position. As we go to lap 3 of 56, Sebastian Vettel leads comfortably from Lewis Hamilton and keeps the championship hopes alive for him. As Kimi Raikkonen chases Esteban Ocon, and this time around he is able to make a move on Esteban Ocon and able to stick it. So Kimi Raikkonen moves to 5th position now. Max Verstappen has already overtaken Daniel Kvyat and he is in 11th position now. As he moves further up, he overtakes Sergio Perez. He finds himself in 10th position. Max Verstappen, he is having a great ride here. And Daniel Ricciardo once again lines up his Red Bull behind Valtteri Bottas to fancy his chances to overtake Valtteri Bottas. Lewis Hamilton gets the fastest lap of the race. And here Daniel Ricciardo once again he comes from nowhere and brings his car alongside Valtteri Bottas this time around, again on the turn 1. Valtteri Bottas again gets a lead back from Daniel Ricciardo, but he finds himself vulnerable in this position as he goes turn number 7. Daniel Ricciardo still catches him up again. Valtteri Bottas is surely struggling here. As he did the same thing in the last step around, and this time also he does the same. As they go in the lap 4, this time around, much calmer position from Daniel Ricciardo as he keeps the car just behind Valtteri Bottas. Also, Kimi Raikkonen is catching up both the cars now. Valtteri Bottas surely looking some problem with him, as Nico Hülkenberg retires his car. First retirement of the race with Nico Hülkenberg. Max Verstappen had a very good start at the beginning as he gets 4 positions straight away at the start itself. He had a bit of lockup, but no damage done whatsoever. However, Sebastian Vettel had a very clean start and he could put his car in front of Lewis Hamilton. And remember, left side of the track is always good to start off on this track, as they get advantage in the turn 1. Ferrari looking very excited. Lewis Hamilton in the meantime starts off the fastest lap of the race and he starts chasing now Sebastian Vettel, and he is in DRS range from Sebastian Vettel. And he brings his car alongside this time around, lap 6, and he comfortably overtakes. However, Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel comes back in turn number 3, but it's, I think, too much to ask from Ferrari to have a go at Mercedes once again, and Sebastian Vettel cannot catch up the pace of Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis Hamilton zips away from Sebastian Vettel as he approaches turn 7, 8, 9. Comfortably done, surely the faster car, and caution which Lewis Hamilton gave in the beginning pays off. So Lewis Hamilton now has got the lead and he's in front, and it doesn't seem that Ferrari has the pace to challenge them. In the meantime, Danny Ricciardo still behind Valtteri Bottas, Kimi Räikkönen behind him for the battle of third position. So Lewis Hamilton gets the race lead in lap number 6 here. Kevin Magnussen and Pascal Wehrlein incident was being investigated and no further investigation is required from the stewards. We already have retirement of Nico Hülkenberg from the race. And Pascal Wehrlein also has retired. Drivers out of the race: Pascal Wehrlein from Sauber and Nico Hülkenberg from Renault, as Lewis Hamilton in lap 7 takes the lead of Grand Prix of America. In the meantime, battle of 10th is going on between Felipe Massa and Sergio Perez with half a second gap between them. In the meantime, also Lewis Hamilton has set the fastest lap of the race. And as Lewis Hamilton came in front, he has pulled the gap of almost 2.1 seconds now from Sebastian Vettel. And looks, he's cruising now. In the meantime, Verstappen has moved to 7th position as he started from 16th position. It's a real good position which he has got it, and looks to be he's going to capitalize on that, and he will surely target for the podium here. Fernando Alonso is in strong 8th position here. Carlos Sainz, who started 7th, is now 9th position. Max Verstappen also overtakes Fernando Alonso. Verstappen is now just 1.1 seconds behind Esteban Ocon, and he's coming thick and fast to overtake the cars in front of him. Kimi Raikkonen comfortably in 5th position now, and he's chasing still Daniel Ricciardo, who is also chasing Valtteri Bottas for 3rd position. In the meantime, Brendan Hartley has come for the pits to have a tire change. And Hartley joins in 18th position after his tire change. In the meantime, one more time, Sergio Perez tries to make a move on Massa, however not able to stick to the same. Kimi Raikkonen is in 5th position, and he also wants to fancy his chances to overtake Daniel Ricciardo, and he gets into the point position here. In the meantime, Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas, the case is being investigated when Daniel Ricciardo tries to overtake Valtteri Bottas under braking. In the meantime, Ricciardo, and it's such a great move done by Max Verstappen this time around on Esteban Ocon, as he overtakes him and goes to the 6th position. Strong position by Max Verstappen as he climbs in the field from 16th, and now he's sitting in 6th position here with 8 seconds behind Kimi Raikkonen. He's flying on the track. Generally, Red Bulls are stronger on this track as he goes under braking and makes it clean and comfortable to overtake Esteban Ocon. As Daniel Ricciardo in the meantime is complaining of graining on his tires, front tires. In the meantime, Lance Stroll comes in the pits and gets his regular tire change. He goes on the soft tires. And that should be comfortably bringing him to the end of the race, Lance Stroll. As we go in the lap 11 of 56 in this American Grand Prix. So we get the news that Nico Hülkenberg's reason of retirement was he was losing oil pressure in his car. In the meantime, Kimi Räikkönen still chasing Daniel Ricciardo. As Kimi Räikkönen gets ever closer to Daniel Ricciardo. And this time around, Kimi Räikkönen is just on the tail of Daniel Ricciardo and he makes a move. Will he be able to stick? He comes side by side to Daniel Ricciardo in turn number 19 and he tries to stick the move but not able to do it. He's going to give it another try when he comes near the grandstands. Surely Ferrari is faster car, but Daniel Ricciardo is not an easy prey to fall upon. And he manages to keep his Red Bull ahead of Ferrari. As Daniel Ricciardo says enough is enough and he goes to the pits for a tire change. Räikkönen gets the 4th position. As Daniel Ricciardo comes to the pits and has a regular tire change, he goes soft tires. In the meantime, lap 2 turn number 1 incident between Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas. No further action is guaranteed by the stewards. In the meantime, Sergio Perez also comes in the pits for a tire change. No problems, comes comfortably and out. As we go to the lap number 13, Valtteri Bottas is gaining on Sebastian Vettel now. Last 3 laps he has gained almost 2 seconds on Sebastian Vettel. Looks to be Mercedes are turning out to be too quick for Ferraris, as Valtteri Bottas is now seeing Sebastian Vettel right in front of him. Lewis Hamilton has got his gap increased up to 4 seconds now from Sebastian Vettel. Drivers out of the race, Pascal Wehrlein from Sauber and Nico Hülkenberg from Renault. In the meantime, Fernando Alonso is running strongly in 7th position here. As Daniel Ricciardo passes Carlos Sainz. After fresher set of tires on his car. And now he chases Fernando Alonso. Next Prix in front of him. He would like to overtake these cars as fast as possible, Daniel Ricciardo. But surely he's not going to have an easy time with Fernando Alonso giving him position so easily. But you have a lot of room to overtake on this track as you have wider areas around the track and you can fancy your chances to overtake in those. In the meantime, Fernando Alonso makes a move to come to the pits for having a change of tires. No problems whatsoever, a clean pit stop. Fernando Alonso is out. In the meantime, Max Verstappen is running with a great pace, and it will be time to tell how much longer he can go on these super soft tires. And this could be worrisome factor for a lot of drivers in front, as Esteban Ocon also goes to the pits and gets a fresher set of tires. Fernando Alonso joins in 12th position and Esteban Ocon joins in 11th position now. We are in lap 15 of Austin Grand Prix here. And Daniel Ricciardo here, what has happened to his car? He is up for retirement. As he did in Australia at the start of this year, Daniel Ricciardo pulls the car at turn number 15 and he retires. What a pity for Daniel Ricciardo. He was running so strong in this position. And he joins the list of retirements with Pascal Wehrlein and Nico Hülkenberg here. Disappointing end for Daniel Ricciardo. He was showing strong signs for a race out here. His engine goes. This time around, Sebastian Vettel comes to the pits, have a clean pit stop and gets this yellow sidewall tires on his car. This should be comfortably taking him for 2 pit stop race here, as he comes out in 5th position. As we go to lap number 16, drivers out, Daniel Ricciardo, Red Bull, Pascal Wehrlein, Sauber, and Nico Hülkenberg from Renault. Engine gave way for Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo, and he's out of the race. So Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas, Mercedes 1-2 here. They are still to stop. Max Verstappen is on super soft tires and he's in 4th position and he's going like a rocket here. It will be very interesting to see how much Max Verstappen can run his tires, because he's already on 4th position with his super soft tires here. As Daniel Ricciardo walking across the pit lane with head down, ejected, very disappointed with the non-finish here. So Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez all have opted for soft tires. However, Stoffel Van Doom, he is on super soft tires. As Fernando Alonso chases Stoffel Van Doom for 10th position here. In the meantime, Valtteri Bottas, he comes in the pits for Mercedes, have a clean stop, and he comes back with ultra soft tire. One more time on the ultra soft tires. No, he's on the yellow soft, super soft tires. Had a clean pit stop for Valtteri Bottas. Goes on the soft tires here. Valtteri Bottas joins in 5th position after his pit stop. So pecking order, Lewis Hamilton leads P1, Kimi Räikkönen in 2nd position as the pit gets ready for Lewis Hamilton, race leader this time around. It will be interesting to see as Max Verstappen will be chasing Kimi Räikkönen soon, as Lewis Hamilton gets a stationary 2.2 seconds, clean pit stop. And Kimi Räikkönen takes the lead here. Max Verstappen also comes out in front of Lewis Hamilton as another Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen also comes across. Will he be able to overtake Lewis Hamilton to the key factor if he can do that? And this is Sebastian Vettel. He finds himself behind Lewis Hamilton. This is the best chance for Sebastian Vettel to overtake Lewis Hamilton here. But Lewis Hamilton has got hold of the car now after the pit stop and he's comfortably ahead of Sebastian Vettel here. As Kimi Räikkönen takes the lead of this Grand Prix, but he still has to stop for his pit stop. As Sebastian Vettel is just behind Lewis Hamilton once again. Now Verstappen is 3.4 seconds behind Kimi Räikkönen. This time around, Kimi Räikkönen comes to the pits, clean pit stop, yellow sidewall, soft tire goes on his car as Max Verstappen takes the lead of Austin Grand Prix here. It'll be very interesting to see now how Max Verstappen, what will be the strategy of Red Bull, because if they can extend him for some more time, it will be good position for Max Verstappen here. Max Verstappen started 16th in this Grand Prix and now leading the Grand Prix here, as he is comfortably ahead of Lewis Hamilton here. Lap 22 on and Max Verstappen still leading the Grand Prix. Remember, he is not come for the pits and he is on super soft tires, which are still holding on at this point of time after 22 laps. He is 1.4 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Lower down the order, Max Verstappen leading the race with Lewis Hamilton following him, Vettel in 3rd position, Valtteri Bottas 4th position, Kimi Räikkönen 5th, Felipe Massa in 6th position, strong 6th position for Felipe Massa, Esteban Ocon 7th, Fernando Alonso in 8th position, Sergio Perez in 9th and Stoffel Van Dorn in 10th position. This time around, Lewis Hamilton tries to catch up with Max Verstappen in turn number 18. And Max Verstappen finds himself vulnerable this time. Lewis Hamilton goes side by side before the start-finish straight. Max Verstappen still tries to hold on his position, but doesn't seem to be the Mercedes power will have a back off this time around, as Max Verstappen is failing in the grip as the tire gets older and Lewis Hamilton takes the lead back from Max Verstappen here. In the meantime, Fernando Alonso goes to 8th position now after getting Sergio Perez overtaken by him. Lewis Hamilton gets the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 39 seconds. As this time around, Sebastian Vettel will be fancying his chances to overtake Red Bull now of Max Verstappen. And Max Verstappen this time around comes in the pits. Fernando Alonso is also coming in the pits. We don't know if there is a problem. Yes, and it's a retirement for Fernando Alonso. He was running the car so strongly and he has to retire his car now. What a rotten luck for Fernando Alonso and McLaren once again as he retires his car. So Fernando Alonso becomes 4th retiree of the day as we go lap number 25. As we go almost halfway in this race, Felipe Massa is still to stop for the pit stop and he's running pretty decently in this race as of now. Lewis Hamilton leads the race with Sebastian Vettel in second position, Valtteri Bottas in Mercedes in third position, Kimi Raikkonen fourth, Verstappen fifth after his pit stop, Felipe Massa sixth, Esteban Ocon seventh, Perez eighth, Sainz ninth, Daniel Kvyat completes the top 10. In the meantime, Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 38.2 seconds, and he's lapping almost 1.7 seconds quicker now anybody who are in front of him now, and he's in 5th place around. He's 7 seconds behind Max Verstappen, behind Kimi Raikkonen, so he should be catching up in few laps from now. As Stroll, Hartley and Van Dam fight for 13th position down the order. All of them are separated by just about half a second. Max Verstappen puts off another fast lap and he's taken down almost 3.5 seconds in the last 2 laps from Kimi Raikkonen. Just 6.3 seconds gap between him and Kimi Raikkonen. Interestingly, 2 Force Indians are in 7th and 8th position, and we look forward to have another battle between them. It's not been good in last few races, and now Sergio Perez this time around, he's behind Esteban Ocon. As both the Force India chases Felipe Massa, who is in 6th position and still has to stop his car for a pit stop. This time around, Esteban Ocon, he should be able to comfortably overtake Felipe Massa. This time around goes outside in turn number 12. Esteban Ocon manages to overtake Felipe Massa, but Felipe Massa is not going to give him so easily. He comes side by side, brings his nose in front once again, and Sergio Perez, he tries to take advantage of this situation. All 3 of the cars are together almost side by side. Sergio Perez tries to get the slipstream from his teammate's car, and this time around he does it cautiously, where Felipe Massa enters the pits and both the Force Indias are free now on the track. As Felipe Massa gets another set of pink walled ultra soft tires. As we go to lap number 31, Sergio Perez still chases his teammate, just half a second behind him. We have seen many times this year, both of them have collided in process of overtaking each other. Hopefully they keep it clean this time around. Sergio Perez still chasing Esteban Ocon, as Austin Grand Prix is led by Lewis Hamilton comfortably with 4.9 second gap between him and Sebastian Vettel. Valtteri Bottas is in third position, Kimi Raikkonen in fourth, Max Verstappen in fifth position, and he has 5-second gap between him and Kimi Raikkonen. Esteban Ocon distant sixth, both the Force Indias. 6th and 7th position. Behind them is Carlos Sainz in Renault. Daniel Kvyat and Roman Grosjean completes the top 10. In the meantime, Carlos Sainz is also lining himself up. He is gaining every lap, and now he finds himself just behind Sergio Perez, and he will fancy his chances to overtake Force Indias. He's right behind Sergio Perez this time around, in lap number 33. I'm sure Carlos Sainz is not the driver who is going to sit and wait for the moves to come. He's going to make it stick. as he just in the toe of Sergio Perez's car. This time around, in turn number 1, Carlos Sainz, just behind Sergio Perez, tries to get the car alongside him but not able to do so. He should get the chance in next lap around as he keeps the car as close as possible to Sergio Perez of Force India. And this time around, Carlos Sainz will have the opportunity. He brings his car on the side and he goes from inside, brings his car side by side to Sergio Perez. Will he be able to stick this move? Doesn't quite so. And still fighting for the position. Sergio Perez keeps it clean. And this time around, yes, he brings the car, brings the nose in front. Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez is not going to give the position so easily. Carlos Sainz, however, he makes the move stick and he finds himself in front. What a way to overtake Sergio Perez there. Carlos Sainz brings his car in 7th position. However, this time around, one more time, Sergio Perez tries to get his position back, but Carlos Sainz likely shuts the door. And suddenly, Daniel Kvyat, he fancies chances on Sergio Perez now. As we go to lap number 35, Lewis Hamilton still leads Austin Grand Prix comfortably with 6.5 second gap between him and Vettel. Valtteri Bottas in 3rd position with 1.3 second gap between him and Valtteri Bottas. Kimi Räikkönen in 4th position. Verstappen is just about 4.1 second gap now. As some problem with Valtteri Bottas, as Kimi Räikkönen is just behind the tail of Valtteri Bottas. Is he struggling due to some reason? Interesting to see what's happening there with Valtteri Bottas. As Kimi Räikkönen is just behind Valtteri Bottas and he's going to make a move this time around as he crosses the start-finish straight. One thing is for sure, that as the race is unfolding now, that driver championship will still remain intact for Alpine, as Sebastian Vettel is in second position, and this will go to Mexico at least for the decider. As Vettel, he is discussing with his engineers for the plan B, which could essentially mean two-stop strategy for Sebastian Vettel, as he, Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen are bunching up together for second position. Looks he's struggling on the tires, or he wants to attack Hamilton on the fresh rubber. It will be interesting to see what is there in mind of Sebastian Vettel going on. And Max Verstappen this time around comes in the pits. He's also on the two-stop strategy, as he gets super soft tires now. Interesting to see, because he could have chosen ultra soft also, but he chosen the super soft tires. Probably the confidence he had in the first run, where he gained 12 positions during first few laps. So Max Verstappen, he joins back on the track in 5th position. He will try to undercut Kimi Raikkonen, as Kimi Raikkonen is behind Valtteri Bottas, and both of them fighting for the position. In fact, 3 of them, Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen. And Verstappen could gain advantage due to this if he can put some storming laps in next 2 or 3 laps. Here Ferrari gets ready for the pit stop. Who will be the driver? Sure, it's going to be Sebastian Vettel. Yes, he reacts to Red Bull. And good, they did not wait for long. Clean pit stop. It will be interesting to see where Max Verstappen comes out from his pit stop. There, Max Verstappen is coming on the sides, and he could be gaining here as he comes out just behind Sebastian Vettel. So what a great lap put by Max Verstappen, and he's just behind Sebastian Vettel now, within a second gap from Sebastian Vettel here. This will trigger the two-stop strategy for all other drivers also here, due to what Max Verstappen has done, and he's really gained on that. Because looks, Bottas and Raikkonen in the closing stages will be very vulnerable to Max Verstappen, who is on fresher rubber now, and also Sebastian Vettel. Max Verstappen puts the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 38.06. In the meantime, Felipe Massa, he overtakes Roman Grosjean in Haas and takes the 10th position. Kimi Raikkonen still stuck behind Valtteri Bottas for second position. As we go to lap number 41, Lewis Hamilton leads the Grand Prix. Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen will be interesting to see. They are in presently second and third position. If Max Verstappen poses a real challenge and tries to overtake them in the last laps of the race. However, Lewis Hamilton looks comfortable in front and he possibly doesn't need to do another pit stop. But Kimi Raikkonen and Bottas could be vulnerable to Max Verstappen at the dying moments of the race as we go in lap number 41. If Mercedes holds on to position 1 and 2 as they are right now, they will be lifting the Constructors' Championship here in Austin. As lap number 42 unfolds, Lewis Hamilton comfortably in front, and this time around Kimi Räikkönen makes a move. However, Valtteri Bottas brings in the next corner, but Kimi Räikkönen has made the move stick, and he's in front in turn number 40 now. One more time Valtteri Bottas tries in turn number 16, but not able to do it. So Valtteri Bottas is in third position. Kimi Räikkönen manages to overtake Valtteri Bottas. And battle going on between Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon for 6th position. Carlos Sainz is chasing Esteban Ocon for this position now for quite some time, and he is this time around ever closer to Esteban Ocon, the Frenchman in Force India. As Lewis Hamilton comfortably in front with 9.5 seconds gap between him and Kimi Räikkönen. Bottas is in third position, another 2 seconds gap with Vettel in fourth, and Verstappen just about 1.5 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel now. Sebastian Vettel is gaining almost 1.5 seconds every lap on Valtteri Bottas. lap number 46, and Lewis Hamilton still leading the race with Kimi Räikkönen, Bottas are bunched up together. Bottas has picked up pace apparently, and Vettel is now catching up thick and fast to both the drivers. And he takes off another 1.5 seconds in the last lap around. Verstappen is having a decent gap between him and Sebastian Vettel, 2 seconds gap. Then you have Esteban Ocon, which is distant 55 seconds behind Max Verstappen. So Kimi Räikkönen discussing the strategy, what to do. Looks like Ferrari will opt for swapping the cars in case Sebastian Vettel is able to overtake Valtteri Bottas. And Max Verstappen is catching up Sebastian Vettel also. Car gets lapped, Lance Stroll, the next one, this time around by Sebastian Vettel. Max Verstappen is also joining up. They are two laps down already. And there is an accident between Kevin Magnussen and lucky was Max Verstappen that he did not get entangled in this. Hartley and Kevin Magnussen is still running. Marcus Ericsson. So Kevin Magnussen gets entangled in the accident over there while following the blue flags. Lucky was Max Verstappen that he did not get entangled in this accident. This time around, Carlos Sainz takes a look on Sergio Perez on Esteban Ocon, but he could not stick the move. He tried. He's still chasing Force India. As we go to lap number 48, 8 laps to go for this race. This time Carlos Sainz tries to overtake Sergio Perez and tries to stick the move. They are still going side by side. Will he be able to stick this time around? Sergio Perez is not the easy piece of cake for him. But he's going to still try it because Renault is definitely the stronger car as it comes out to be. However, Sergio Perez manages to keep nose ahead of Carlos Sainz as they go across turn number 10. Kevin Magnussen gets a penalty for running into Marcus Ericsson. It's a 5-second time penalty for Marcus Ericsson, causing a collision. In the meantime, Vettel has gone to DRS range with Valtteri Bottas. 6 laps to go. It's every chance we're going to have some great action coming in last 6 laps of this race. As Raikkonen, Bottas, Vettel and Verstappen gets punched up during last 6 laps of the race. As Lewis Hamilton is well clear and leading this race. This time around, Sebastian Vettel comes ever closer to Valtteri Bottas and he's going to make a move this time around on Valtteri Bottas. And Vettel tries this time, brings the car side by side. Bottas makes it difficult for him. But surely Vettel is faster car at this point of time when compared with Valtteri Bottas' Mercedes. As they comes around start-finish straight, blue flags are waving for them. And this time Vettel makes a move and he keeps this move stick into Valtteri Bottas has been overtaken. As the blue flags were out and they were overtaking the back markers, Sebastian Vettel takes a bit of risk and he puts his car in between the two cars and he overtakes both of them together. Max Verstappen also now getting very interested in Valtteri Bottas in this dying moments of the race, as he's just in the toe of Valtteri Bottas here. And this time around could be Max Verstappen is the next one to overtake Valtteri Bottas as he makes the move. Will he be able to stick it? Time to tell. He keeps the car just behind Valtteri Bottas. Very close to Valtteri Bottas. Keeps it clean, however. Good racing between two drivers. With 5 laps remaining, Lewis Hamilton leading the race comfortably. And big lock-up from Valtteri Bottas as he comes around start-finish straight. And the cars have been swapped Ferrari swaps. Kimi Räikkönen allows Sebastian Vettel to overtake him. That's the team orders, and rightly so, as Vettel is chasing the driver championship. It was a great move from Sebastian Vettel as he gets in between Stoffel Van Dorn, the blue flag car, and Valtteri Bottas and overtakes them. And this time around, Max Verstappen makes a move and he squeezes him out of the track, but he gives the position back to Valtteri Bottas. And now next lap, next turn, he makes a move straight and he's in front of Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas not able to hold his position. Verstappen goes fourth. It's clean and straightforward for Valtteri Bottas. Overtaken cleanly by Max Verstappen in turn 13. So Bottas is pitting. Surely he has problems in his car. Ultra soft tires goes in Bottas as the tire life gets over, and he should be comfortably finishing in 5th position here. Sadly, he will be 5th in this race, whereas his teammate Sebastian Lewis Hamilton is going to finish on top. With things looking very clear now, 3 seconds behind Räikkönen and Verstappen. Looks to be Verstappen will be holding on to this position now, and he should be finishing in 4th. He is 1.5 seconds behind Kimi Räikkönen. As Max Verstappen gets ever closer to Kimi Räikkönen now. Looks to be he's going to have a go on Kimi Räikkönen in last final 2 laps of this race. As Max Verstappen comes closer, the gap is only 1.3 seconds now. He's definitely in hunt for Kimi Räikkönen. However, he has only 2 laps to go to make the overtaking move on Kimi Räikkönen for last step of the podium. Max Verstappen. Looks to be difficult for Max Verstappen. However, he's surely going to try on that because Red Bull doesn't seem to have the pace now to challenge Ferraris in front. As Lewis Hamilton will be increasing his gap for the World Championship title, which cannot be decided in this Grand Prix. However, Mexico could see the first time title winning championship over there. Red Bull are surely the championship contenders for next year around, as they seem to be very strong. Now Verstappen is running out the opportunities as he's still behind Kimi Räikkönen. This is the last time he's going to get a chance to do it. Doesn't seem to be close to Kimi Räikkönen. As Max Verstappen in the last lap of the race, he's going to get one more chance to have a go at Kimi Räikkönen, and he is going to fancy his chances for that. Let's see whether he is able to convert this into podium. Lewis Hamilton will not win the championship here, but second and third position are up for offing at. Max Verstappen goes very close to Kimi Räikkönen and he makes the side by side and he overtakes Kimi Räikkönen. Will he be able to stick to the move? Let's see. Yes, he does it. Max Verstappen makes the move stick and he gets the last step of the podium. Congratulations, Max Verstappen. He gets the podium position. What a final lap. It is great to see Max Verstappen snatching the podium position from Kimi Räikkönen.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What a racer this man is. Räikkönen just needs a little window of opportunity. He knew the circuit, he knew he could cut the inside, go across the curve. And that is absolutely, now he's the driver of the day.
Phenomenal performance by Max Verstappen. It's Lewis Hamilton who wins this Grand Prix, but action from Max Verstappen in the end. Mercedes has clinched the World Championship here. So as we come to the end of this Grand Prix, with Lewis Hamilton winning the Grand Prix, Sebastian Vettel in second position, Max Verstappen on the last lap heroics comes to the third position. With this, I will close this live commentary. It was wonderful to have the live commentary for this race. Lewis Hamilton, congratulations to him. Friends, do remember to like and subscribe my channel by hitting the subscribe button on your right bottom screens of your screens. With this, I will sign off. Your host Naresh from Auto Cars India. Have a safe